Hi, today in this class we will be discussing on the concept of depreciation under section 32. When I am speaking about the depreciation under section 32 of the Income Tax Act, the first thing which we should be aware of is what is depreciation. The term depreciation can be defined as the reduction in the value of a fixed asset due to wear and tear or usage of the asset over a period of time. That is, when we use an asset for a business purpose or for a profession, the benefit of the asset will be enjoyed by the user and revenue earning capacity of the asset will be decreased. Such a decrease in the revenue earning capacity of an asset over a period of time due to its usage in the business or profession will be called as depreciation. So to conclude about what is depreciation, I can simply say that depreciation is the reduction in the revenue generating capability, revenue earning capacity of an asset over a period of time. This is what the definition of depreciation says. Second thing, under Income Tax Act of 1961, it allows depreciation as a deductible expenditure to certain extent. If an assessee requires to claim the depreciation as an allowable expenditure, he must satisfy few conditions. The conditions are: conditions to claim depreciation. Conditions to claim depreciation. There are 4 conditions which makes an assessee eligible to claim the depreciation. The first condition is the assets should be owned by the assessee. Assets should be owned by the assessee. When I speak about the ownership, it is not mandatory that the assessee is to be a registered owner. Assessee ಅನ್ನುವಂತವನು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಓನರೇ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. Even a beneficial owner can also be eligible for claiming the depreciation as a deductible expenditure while computing profit or gains from business or profession. The first condition is of the assets should be owned by the assessee, whereas the assessee need not be a registered owner. He can also be a beneficial owner. Beneficial owner saha agirabahudu. In the same way, in case of hire purchase of an asset, the hire purchaser can calculate the depreciation on the cash price that he has paid. ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಪ್ರೈಸಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ನ ಕ್ಲೈಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು ಇಫ್ ಹಿ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಐ ಪರ್ಚೇಸರ್. Whereas in case of a lease, if any asset is taken by the assessee on a lease basis, then also the assessee is eligible to claim the depreciation if he has spent any amount of money as a capital expenditure on construction, renovation, extension, or any other activity. So even in case of a lease, the lessee is eligible to claim the depreciation to the extent of the capital expenditure that he has made on the property taken on lease. And fourth one, if any property comes to the assessee under section 53A of the Transfer of Immovable Property Act, the possessor is eligible to claim the depreciation even if he is not a registered owner. So, to conclude, the first condition, the assets should be owned by the assessee subject to a conditions that, first thing, beneficial owners are also eligible to claim the depreciation. Second one, hire purchaser is also eligible to claim the depreciation computed on cash price basis. Computed on cash price basis. Third one, in case of a lease, lessee can claim depreciation on capital expenditure made by him. Capital expenditure made by him, not the original cost of the asset. A lessee can calculate the depreciation on the capital expenditure made by him. And fourth aspect, possessor under section 53A of the Transfer of Immovable Property Act is also eligible to claim the depreciation even if he is not a registered owner. This is the first condition to be fulfilled by the assessee to claim the depreciation as a deductible expenditure. Second one will be, second condition is of the asset should be used for business or profession during the previous year. The asset should be used for business or profession during the previous year. So here, when I say about used, it can be active use or passive use. The term active use indicate actual usage of the asset, whereas the term passive use represent the asset is not actually used, it is kept ready for use. So here active use means actually utilized during the previous year, whereas passive use indicates the assets which are kept ready for usage. Even an asset is kept ready for usage, we can claim the depreciation under section 32 of the Income Tax Act. So when I say about usage, it can be active use or passive use. And in case of partly used for business and remaining for other purpose. Other purpose. When an asset is used partly for business purpose and partly for some other personal purposes, in such case, depreciation can be claimed on the basis of proportionate. So, for example, if an asset is used to the extent of 40% for business, 60% for personal, then whatever the depreciation that we get will be divided in the ratio of 4:6. 4 portions for business, 6 portions for personal. So likewise, when an asset is used partly for business and remaining for other purposes, the depreciation can be claimed on proportionate basis. Then the third one will be house property let out. House property let out for smooth conduct of business. If any house property is let out to the employees of the company or to any government agency in order to ensure that our business activities can be operated smoothly without any difficulties. In such cases, on the house property let out, we can claim the depreciation as a allowable expenditure while computing the profits or gains from business or profession. So these are the sub clauses with respect to the use of asset for the business or profession during the relevant previous year. So usage anta ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ it can be active use or passive use. It can be business or personal purpose. Even a house property let out for the smooth conduct of the business to an employee or to any government agency, we are eligible to claim the depreciation. So this is about the second condition. And third one is of it is applicable for both tangible and intangible assets. Depreciation is applicable on both tangible and intangible assets except land. On land, we cannot claim the depreciation. It is not allowed in the Income Tax Act. And second most important point that you should be remembering is goodwill is also to be treated as an intangible assets, and we can claim the depreciation on goodwill. Goodwill ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಇಂಟ್ಯಾಂಜಿಬಲ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ goodwill ನ ಮೇಲೂ ಸಹ ನಾವು ಡಿಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. This is the third condition. It is applicable for both tangible and intangible asset, including goodwill, but except land. Land ಗೆ depreciation ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದು third condition. Fourth one will be depreciation is calculated on block of asset basis, not individually. Depreciation is calculated on block of asset basis, not on individual asset basis. So these are the four conditions which are to be satisfied by an assessee to claim depreciation as an expenditure. Asset should be owned by the assessee. Asset should be actually used for business or profession during the previous year. Depreciation is applicable on both tangible and intangible assets, including goodwill, but except land. Depreciation is calculated on block of asset basis, not individually. These are the 4 conditions which are to be satisfied by an assessee to claim the depreciation. So as we discussed, there are 4 conditions to claim the depreciation. In the 4th condition, it is said that depreciation will be computed on block of asset basis, not on individual asset basis. Now the question arises with respect to what is block of asset. A block of asset can be defined as a group of assets falling within a class of assets, either tangible or intangible, in respect of which same percentage of depreciation is prescribed. So, a block of asset can be defined as a group of assets falling within a class of assets, either tangible or intangible, in respect of which same percentage of depreciation is prescribed. This is what we call it as block of assets defined under section 2 subsection 11 of the Income Tax Act. To remember in easiest way, when I am saying about block of assets, make sure that it satisfies the 2 conditions. One is same class of asset. Same class of asset, and second thing will be same percentage of depreciation. A group of assets falling in the same class, having the same percentage of depreciation, can be defined as the block of assets. So whenever you are computing depreciation under section 32 of the Income Tax Act, first you should classify the given individual assets into certain number of blocks. Maybe 1 block, 2 blocks or 3 blocks, depending on the number of assets and the class within which they will going to appear. Here, as I said, there are 2 conditions: class of assets and the rate of depreciation. So, in order to facilitate our computation of depreciation, class of assets ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ, I will going to consider as 4 classes. There will be 4 class of assets. One is buildings. All kinds of buildings will be considered as one class. Second thing, plant and machineries. Plant and machinery. Third one, furniture and fittings. Furniture and fittings. Fourth one, intangible assets. All intangible assets will be categorized as the 4th class. So you are going to have only 4 class of assets: buildings, plant and machinery, furniture and fittings, intangible assets. The intangible assets includes technical know-how, copyrights, trademarks, symbols, everything. Any kind of buildings will be considered as one class. All types of equipments, plants and machineries will be taken as another class. Furniture and fittings, including electrical fittings, will be taken as third class. So these are the four class of assets which we usually find. Then when it comes to percentage of depreciation, the Income Tax Act provides that depreciation should be at the prescribed rates, not more than the prescribed rate or not less than that. It is mandatory for every assessee to compute the depreciation at the prescribed rate in the Income Tax Act. So, as we have four classes, for the four classes, different percentage of depreciations are applicable. First class is buildings. Buildings are further divided into three blocks depending on the percentages. Three blocks depending on the percentages. A building used for residential purpose will carry a depreciation of 5%. Buildings used for residential purpose will carry 5% depreciation. Non-residential, maybe commercial buildings, will carry 10% depreciation. Temporary buildings will carry a depreciation of 40%. Temporary buildings including wooden structures will carry a depreciation of 40%. So, first I will make sure that whether it is a building or not. Thereafter, I will decide what rate of depreciation is applicable. All buildings having 5% depreciation will be taken as one block. Block number 1. All buildings carrying 10% depreciation will be taken as block 2. All buildings carrying 40% depreciation will be taken as block 3. So the first condition to classify the assets into block of asset will be they should belong to same class, that is they should be buildings alone, and they should carry the same percentage, either 5% only or 10% or 40%. ಈ ತರ percentage ಗಳನ್ನು carry ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. So the second class of asset is plant and machinery. We will be having different kinds of plant and machineries. On the different categories of plant and machinery, different percentage of depreciation is prescribed in the Income Tax Act, such as on general plant and machinery, including motor vehicle not used for commercial purpose, on which the rate of depreciation applicable is 15%. If you have any general plant and machinery or a motor vehicle not used for commercial purpose, here commercial purpose means running on hire. If a vehicle is not used for running them on hire, then the percentage prescribed will be 15%. Whereas if a motor vehicle used for running on hire, if a motor vehicle is used for running them on hire, then the percentage of depreciation applicable will be 30%. 30% depreciation is to be taken on motor vehicle used for running them on hire. And the third category is of ships and vessels. Any ocean going vehicle, any sea route vehicle, ships, vessels, boats, speed boats, on all such ocean going vehicles, the rate of depreciation is prescribed at 20%. 20% depreciation prescribe ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. And the fourth category will be any other plant and machinery except above 3. Any other plant and machinery except above 3. Books of all categories, ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯ ಬುಕ್ಸ್, ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್, ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್, printers, equipments, everything. On all, the rate of depreciation will be taken at 40%. So with respect to plant and machinery is concerned, we have 4 rates prescribed. 15% for general plant and machinery, 30% for vehicles used for running them on hire, 20% for ocean going vehicles, and 40% for all other categories of plant and machinery, including books, computers, software, printers, and equipments. This is for the second class of assets, the prescribed rate of depreciation. And the third class of asset is furniture and fittings. When I say about furniture and fitting, it includes electrical fittings also. So on furniture and fitting, the rate of depreciation is prescribed at 10%. Simple, only one class, 1%. Fourth one will be intangible assets. On intangible assets, the rate of depreciation prescribed will be 25%. Any intangible asset, it may be copyright, trademark, patents, symbols, commercial licenses, goodwill, all of them will be put under the heading of intangible assets and chargeable at the rate of 25% of depreciation. So these are the prescribed percentage of depreciations in the Income Tax Act. When you are calculating the depreciation, first which you should do will be identify how many block of assets are being provided in the problem. In order to identify the number of blocks, first you should see the class of asset, whether the asset comes under buildings, or the asset comes under plant and machinery, or the asset comes under furniture and fittings, or it comes under intangible asset. In which class it will come? Once you identify the assets depending on the 4 classes, then you have to see the percentage of depreciations applicable. Suppose if I have 4 buildings, among them for 2 buildings, the percentage applicable is 5%. For other 2 buildings, the percentage applicable is 10%. In such case, first 2 buildings on which 5% is applicable will be taken as block 1. On other 2 buildings on which 10% depreciation is applicable will be taken as block 2. In the same way, if you have plant and machineries of about 6 categories, ಒಂದು 6 plant and machinery ಗಳಿದ್ದು Among them, on the first 4 plant and machinery, 15% is applicable. On remaining 2 plant and machineries, 40% is applicable. In such cases, we have 2 blocks of plant and machinery. Block 1, plant and machinery at 15%. Block 2, plant and machinery at 40%. So likewise, we will be classifying the given assets into blocks and then we continue with our calculations. So this is about the few basic aspects of depreciation under section 32. Thank you.